Hello everybody, this is a Lamley showcase. Actually it's a preview, right? Because this model hasn't been seen yet. So let's call it that, but actually it doesn't matter. All I know is that you're going to see a very, very cool Hot Wheels model today. This is the second of 3 Hot Wheels Nationals Convention videos that I am doing. As you know, Nationals Convention was supposed to be this week in Charlotte, North Carolina. It has been canceled for obvious reasons. I've already explained that in the first video. So, Mark and Jennifer, who run the convention, have been very nice to send out the convention models so I can preview them for you so you can see them. Who's going to get them? As I explained probably exhaustingly in the last video, ticket holders are going to be able to get them. If you are not a ticket holder and you want these, you're going to have to go like you would typically go and go to like eBay or some other method to buy them from those that attended. It's their right to buy these models and to acquire them based on the tickets that they've purchased. All right, so let's get to the dinner model. We already talked about, we already showcased these two, but I want to actually show you one other detail on both of these models that I think are very cool. The 2 convention sales models done by Hot Wheels for the Nationals Convention. One is the Dodge Power Wagon, and I got some questions about this license plate that says Weber on it. So let me tell you what that is, and I should have told you about it when I did the showcase. That is, well, let's just say this. Mark and Jennifer run the convention, but they can't do it alone. They have some volunteers that help them in extraordinary ways, from design of the models to, actual organization, making sure the events go smoothly. It's quite the undertaking, as you can imagine. And occasionally Mark and Jennifer are able to give a little shout out in these models. That Weber on the rear license plate is a shout out to Mike and Shirley Weber. Those who have attended the conventions know who they are. They've been working on the conventions, volunteering there for I think 15 plus years, and they handle the charities. So the charity component of the convention is massive. There's an auction. Mattel donates to that. There's charity sales where people can buy exclusives and special deco models that they all the proceeds will go to charity. There's a bunch of ways to raise money, and there's usually a big, hefty donation at the end of the convention. But they've done a lot of extraordinary work, and they get that shout out on the Dodge Power Wagon. And there was one other one on the 55 Bel Air Gasser. If you remember, I said my old eyes couldn't make out the writing on the door handle of the 55 Bel Air. That's the word Pope. It's not a shout out to the Pontiff in Italy. It's actually a shout out to Brian Pope, who actually worked on that deco of the Gasser and has done a lot of the decos with the Code 3 models, some of the charity models, that sort of thing. He actually is from North Carolina, so that was going to be a cool deal to have the convention in his area, but alas, it's not happening, but he's got the shout out on the Gasser, which is very cool. All right, let's get to the dinner. The dinner is a whole separate ticket. So those that attend, they can buy a ticket to the dinner. It always happens on Thursday night. That's why I'm doing it tonight. It's usually the dinner, obviously people eat, and then there's a presentation honoring someone from the Mattel team, typically a designer. And then there's a giveaway. There's a model that's given to all of the attendees done by Hot Wheels as a tribute to that designer. And then that designer, if it's a designer, gets to get their hand in that model and put maybe their touches on maybe a car they own, a replica of a design they did, a deco, whatever. And they are really, really cool models to collect. And I have a handful of them right in front of me. So let's, as an example, the last event in Los Angeles last year, which seems so long ago, doesn't it, was the Ramblin' Wrecker. Ramblin' Wrecker was designed by the legend himself, Larry Wood, and that dinner last year was to celebrate his 50th anniversary with Hot Wheels. So they took one of his favorite castings, the Ramblin' Wrecker, one of the great stories, and turned it into this really cool gold, or copper, I guess it's gold, exclusive. And so you can see all the details there. There was 4,000 of them. The attendees of the dinner got one with a special sticker, and then they were given the right to buy extras. That's the joy of getting the ticket to the dinner, besides the hotel filet mignon or whatever it is that they get. And historically, there's been some really cool models. These are 6 that I have in my collection. I'll walk them through really, really quick. These are all models that I really like. I actually showed this one yesterday. Rob Mathis, this Cougar was his design. I think he probably had a hand in the deco for this convention exclusive. They went premium with this casting, which is typically in the main line. Ryo Asada, when they honored him, this is a design that he did, the Honda S2000, which you've got to be very familiar with. And this one is a tribute to his actual car. His is more of a stock version, but it is that bright stock yellow. And so this was the tribute car to Ryo Asada. Alton Tekiyasu, he owns a 240Z in white, so this is one of my all-timers. I really like that Honda S2000 too. This white, I mean, convention or not, how cool is that one? Just looks fantastic. In fact, it might be my favorite version of the 240Z in general, done by Hot Wheels. Going back here, Phil Reelman, he designed this one. This is the Rockster or something like that. I think of the VW Rockster we've seen in the RLC, and this one actually made its debut as the dinner model. And then Larry Wood again. This one was, I think, from about 5 or 6 years ago. This is the Turbine Time. And I think it's one of the underrated convention models. Look at that in matte black. It's got really good weight to it. Look at the back here. It says stand clear. And those orange line wheels are just fabulous. So the Turbine Time, which has only been in the basic range, I think, and maybe it's been in some others, was made premium for that dinner. And then a year ago at Nationals in Chicago, Manson Chung was honored. He is obsessed with the DeLorean. He's done every DeLorean design, including the Back to the Future. And he's had a lot of fun with you guys calling his Super Treasure Hunt last year the worst Super of the year. Really, really fun guy. He signed mine for me. And this really special brushed metal DeLorean is something to behold. It is an extraordinary model. And I mean that in all sincerity. The brushed metal technique that they used on this, which I was told was expensive to do and kind of hard to do, is very, very cool. So that's a real special one. All 6 of those are really special. So is the other one, the 7th one. And that leads us to this one. The next model, it is honoring Jeremy Cox, who is a designer with Hot Wheels. He's been around for a while, and I actually asked him about this model, which I'm going to show you. It is the 64 GMC panel truck. This has been a convention model before. It has been in the RLC. It's been in some other premium lines, but it will never look like this. This is incredible. I'm going to get rid of this plastic because that's what you do. And let's have a look at this thing. When you look at it right away, you go, man, that is awesome. But there's just so many more details that I've heard about that I am just dying to look at once we open this up. Here are the details. Let's see, how many? 4,000 being made. There will be, for those of you who did get a dinner ticket, there will be a stickered version. So those dinner attendees will be getting those. And then the non-stickered version will only be made available to attendees as well, like it would normally be at the convention. So if you have a dinner ticket, you'll be getting all of those details. Here's the information. 64 GMC panel made to commemorate the 20th Annual Hot Wheels Collectors Nationals. The original Hot Wheels version was done of the 64 GMC panel was designed in 2010. Jeremy Cox is the one who designed this deco. He's the one that would have been honored at this dinner. And textured 3D patterns creating the truly unique feel. That's the thing. There's a ton of textured patterns on this, and that's why I am dying to open this one up. So let me just kind of give you, well, actually, should we just do it? Let's open it, and I'll give you some of Jeremy's details because I was talking to him about it. All right, let's do this. Sorry, Julian, I'm destroying your card, but in this case, it's the model that we're after. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. All right. This thing is textured all over the place. Yep. All over the place. And I'm just, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So, real quickly, textured models have been introduced in the convention before. This was a couple of years ago on the Supernova Gasser. You can see this kind of diamond pattern on the Supernova Gasser. I think Steve Vandervaart played with that a little bit. And then they did it again on this one, the Mercury Cyclone, this kind of candy cane kind of feel, which is beautifully textured. Hopefully that comes across in the video. You can see how textured. But this thing's taking it to a completely new level. So I did ask Jeremy about this model, about this design. He does a lot of graphics for the Hot Wheels team. A lot of the basics that you've seen, a lot of other models, he's in charge. Done a ton of work, and he had his way with this one. That is for sure. So he sent me an email with some of the details. He's a big classic car guy. He likes them big. He likes them lower. He likes that mean stance. And he said this GMC is something that he would drive if he didn't have his dream car. He said it's a 50 chopped Merc. So you kind of get what Jeremy's into. That kind of gives you a sense if he's into the 50 chopped Merc. And then it really kind of comes to play in this GMC panel. He said this is a 3D direct inkjet printed DIJ, and he wanted to do something that was very unique, something they hadn't seen on a dinner model before, something special. And he definitely succeeded. I mean, the first thing you look is the Doyle pattern on the roof. He says a lot of people do that on the roof, so he wanted to do it, and he did it textured, which is very, very cool. He said he loves spiders and animal patterns, and if you look closely, hopefully it's coming across as this is going around on the turntable, you'll see that there's a spider on the hood, and there's spider webs on the roof. So you can see kind of the details there. There's animal prints. He just wanted to make this thing look ridiculous, and he loves ridiculously cool. I should probably finish that sentence, right? That kind of aqua teal color is his favorite color, so he wanted to incorporate that as well, and you can see that coming across. But with that rust colored look and that other details, I mean, this thing and the white trim, I guess there's a reason why he does designs for Hot Wheels, right? He's got some talent, and this thing is extraordinary. The Hot Wheels logo on the sides is also embossed. Everything. I don't think there's any part of this car, on the body of the car at least, that doesn't have some sort of texture. So that can give you a sense of what this is, and it is incredible. I mean, I like these 6 dinner models I have for all different reasons, so I'm not going to say one is better than the other, but adding this, where someone who does graphics for a living just kind of made his masterpiece, this is a fun, really cool piece of art to have, and it is truly a piece of art. Jeremy, really, really cool. I wish that you could be up there at the dinner talking about this model. Maybe we'll get a chance one of these days so you can talk about it. But you dinner attendees, you're pretty darn lucky to be getting this one because it is special. Thank you, Mark and Jennifer, for sending this model to Showcase. Thank you, Jeremy, for the details on that and for designing what is a truly extraordinary model. I am so impressed. I'm so happy to have it here. I cannot wait for everyone else to see this thing. It's incredible. All right, guys. We'll see you Saturday. Bye.